It seems as if when time keeps passing, it just gets worse, doesn't it, for the situation of Cyberpunk 2077? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's loads of glitches and loads of problems that just are appearing every day, and it's really ridiculous. Let's just talk about the file size. If you didn't know, for the file sizes of Cyberpunk, if they exceed over 8 megabytes, your game is permanently destroyed. Now, this was a thing that was, again, still in Witcher 3, but we kind of didn't really care about it because it was kind of rare to go over that limit, especially in Witcher 3, because you didn't really have much to really keep in your inventory, which would essentially exceed the 8 megabytes. But with an open world game, man, you're gonna have a lot of stuff in your inventory and just things that you're piling on your character, which eventually can cause the wipe to happen. This is insanity, honestly. I don't know how that this is a thing. I thought personally when Cyberpunk came out, it was okay. But then as once we got more information about these issues that are just game breaking, I don't know what to really call this. This is a really botched game, and it really shows because again, there's an accurate list here of the things that they removed. For example, car customization, apartment customization, wall running removed, third person cutscenes, which, by the way, the third person is really easy to do. It's not that big of a deal, by the way, because they already have the models for the third person. So all you have to do is put a camera. That's something that it really boggles my mind because it's actually not that hard to do. And yes, you'll have some glitches possibly, but you can just fix that. Like, it's a game company of how many people? Like hundreds, and I know they even outsourced some of the game to other people and other teams in Europe, so I don't think it's that really big of an issue to make a third-person camera. But again, as you can see, Robot Companion. There's actually more classes to be had. Swimming was removed, and there was going to be swimming missions, like underwater missions, which is very, very awkward. There was a lot of content in the game, and it really shows. And another thing that shows, well, it turns out, on another note, CG Projekt Red, I don't know if they're going to be going to bankruptcy, but dude, this is not good. $21 as of December 17th. It was around 30, I think, at one point, but now it's plummeting. And this is after hours. This is on a Sunday. Tomorrow is really going to showcase how bad CD Projekt Red game is really going to be, if that makes sense. Again, it's just insane the amount of things that were problematic. As you can see this in this video, which showcases the consoles. Oh my god, this is such a bad port. Now, Black Ops 3, if you don't remember, had a port for the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and that had problems. But this on alone is just, oh my god, this is insanity. I don't know how you can release a game in this state. And again, like, yeah, I understand that they probably had to turn down most of the shadows and the settings and the graphics, but when it's so unplayable, I don't understand why you could redo it or release it, right? Sorry, I couldn't talk there, but yeah, I don't know how this is really possible. And again, if Cyberpunk is really going to delay a game, just delay indefinitely if you have to, right? We don't want to be in the situation anymore where games are constantly delayed and they're just bad, right? Again, it does take a long time to make a proper game, especially GTA 5 or GTA 4. And you can't make a proper game if you don't put the proper assurance and the proper requirements for it, right? Again, like, I would love car customization and all these great things, but they have to work on it. It's hard work, okay? It seems as if this was just like copy and paste, and then let's just toss it into like December. I don't know when it was released on the day, December, but yeah, it seems as if this game just has no spirit in it. Like, there's no love put in this game, and it really does show. And it's fun for PC users. I still play it. It's not bad, but it could have been more. And that's the tragedy of all of this. It could have been Game of the Year. Honestly, Game of the Decade. If all of the things that they planned out were really going to be there. And that just, oh my god, it's a lost cause. It's a lost opportunity, which really just pisses me off, honestly. Right? Underwater missions, that would have been awesome. And anyways, I think if the game didn't have any glitches, it would have been okay, by the way, as well. But yeah, it's just, it's really horrid. Just the stories of the crunch time and the crunch measures in the game studio from the executive branches. I think it's like upper management, as we call it. Yeah, as you can tell, like, I know the developers had like stories where, you know, they're spending hours, and they're still spending hours for this holiday season, Christmas, to work on this game. So I think we're gonna have a patch by January and supposedly of next year, but that's gonna be so long, and I don't even know if they really are gonna do that. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 was a lot worse than I really thought. I thought at first this was okay. This isn't a big deal. But as time passes on, it's actually really bad. And again, I still play the game. I really do. It's not that horrendous on PC. It's horrendous on consoles, of course. But and it's still okay. But to know of these new information coming out about how terrible the management was and the developers and the opportunities of what this game could have been, it really destroys my heart in a way for the gaming community for this to be really a thing. Yeah, and again, it really does suck because again, I think they're going to probably be close to bankruptcy because again, Xbox has done the refunds, PS4 or sorry, not PS4, PlayStation, they're also doing the refunds. So yeah, I don't know how exactly they're going to proceed from here because, again, I've seen studios getting bankrupt for lesser reasons. But also the interesting portion of this does send a message to all these game companies is that you need to fix your games. Bethesda, we're looking at you. You need to fix your games. And all other companies need to as well. I'm glad that PlayStation and Xbox did this because it sends a clear message that you need to fix your games. Don't cut around the corners. Patch the corners, right? And that's something I love because we need games that are not misleading to people, especially the trailers for Cyberpunk 2077. We're going to have a subway thing, but apparently that never was really included in the game. Yeah, there's so much cut content in this game, and I don't even know if we can really call it a game just based off of the things that were going to be included, but they didn't have much time. And I understand COVID really did affect a lot of game companies and game studios, but just delay it if you have to. Who cares about the customers, right? You don't even have any yet if you're not gonna release it. So just wait, and then when you feel ready about your game, then release it because your investors won't be mad at you, which apparently class action lawsuits are going to be a thing. And plus, the customers when they get the game, right, and they may be mad at first, but once they open the game and they're like, shit, this is great. I'm glad I waited. And we teach people on another note that you know, we got to make sure that we put hard work in the things that we do and that there is a really good outcome because of that. I think a lot of people forget about that, right? You can't cut around the corners. You have to do things by the book. And it seems that a lot of game companies have really forgotten about that. And honestly, this really has taught me to really doubt every game trailer that comes out. I thought I could trust CD Projekt Red because of The Witcher 3, The Witcher 2. I thought they were decent. They weren't that bad. I really did like for the world building and the lore, but I don't think I can really trust any game company in the future. Because it's just, why? You know, why would you want to be struck deep in your heart because of buying it on early access? So, that makes sense. Anyways, sorry if I'm not talking well on this subject. This was a little out of script and I was a little bit emotional on this, but yeah, it really needs to strike deep in people that you can't cut the corners. You have to do things properly because if you do them proper, you get a proper result, and you don't have a lot of this shit that's happening with CD Projekt Red. The investors are unhappy, the customers are unhappy, everyone is kind of unhappy. I mean, I'll play the game still. I still play it. It's relatively okay for PC users because I have an RTX 2060, but still a bit of a mess. But yeah, let's hope that in the future games will be a lot better because we cannot excuse these things. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Yeah, again, this was a little unscripted, but I hope it did give you a message for you or for anybody watching this video that you can't cut the corners. You got to be careful about this stuff. So that's going to be it. My name is MrStormCrow, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.